You die once, and suddenly you're not invisible. Explore the story of Heed, who was a corpse for a while, but is back to life and trying to learn about just what had happened, only to discover the story is far stranger than that. Inspired by manga, Alter X Artifact is a new LGBTQ+ webcomic for mature readers revolving around magic and political espionage. This comic features fantastic elements, gripping storytelling, and impressive visuals that pull you into the strange but fascinating world of the comic. Alter X Artifact explores themes of magic, dreams, and relationships, all while deftly weaving a compelling mystery with eye-catching visuals. You're still in time to enjoy the exciting prologue as well, but you gotta hurry over onto the website. So, if you're looking for your next weekly webcomic read, you need to go to alterxartifact.com. That is alterxartifact.com. Now back to the show. Gentlemen, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Are you ready for an experience?
I mean, it depends on the experience.
I'm ready for a lot of experiences, but not all of them.
Alrighty.
Oh, I got to do the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, it's
wait,
your
not me.
week, buddy.
Okay.
It's a Mike episode.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Started
Let me just
like
check.
Mike one.
Let me just check my notes here and hello, welcome to the distraction hole with fuck it, I don't know. This is distraction hole. We're here. What are you doing? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing clothes, motherfucker.
As I told you guys before we jumped on air, I'm sitting around in my underwear because it's too damn hot.
Yes, this hell heat is
Yeah.
taking its toll.
David, you saying that reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where Krusty had the Secret Offshores Bahamas account, and the guy was just, oh crap, it is too hot today. Just fanning himself. That's you.
Pretty much. I have a fan literally right next to me blowing into my armpit.
Yeah, so if you hear a lot of noises in the background, it's mostly fans and things to keep us from dying.
And it's only fans.
Only
fans.
fans.
No, that's not true because there is a 3D printer, which I'll get into later.
Yes.
I'm just going to crawl into 3D printer.
So, Mike, who are we?
So we are three guys. I'm assuming three individual entities.
Do we have names?
Yes, one of us is known as Kevin.
Hi.
Is that Kevin? I can't tell.
Hi,
I
I'm
can't
Kevin.
see. The other one is David.
Hi, I'm David.
And then what's the third guy's name? Marcus? No.
No, that's the other show.
Mike. Oh, that's me. Mike.
It's not Robert Evans?
No, not Robert Evans.
Okay.
And we're here to distract you with what we distract ourselves with.
I'm glad you didn't say we're here to distract you with our holes.
We're
No,
getting
not
close
distract-
in 2.5
That's-
minutes, and
that-
this is the most chaotic recording we've done yet.
That is an OnlyFans where you distract people with your holes. Only holes.
Only voles.
Only
Oh,
voles.
only voles in them holes.
Yep. So, we are here to talk about the things that we have been doing this week that have kept us sane and from melting into puddles of human goop.
Goop.
Best intro we've done. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, hey, that's my line.
Sorry, I didn't say that.
Kevin's natural controlling instinct is kicking in.
My natural host is kicking in, yes.
So which one of you wants to throw down and go first?
I'll go. Why the fuck not?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so
I'll go middle.
there's a lot of stuff that I've been distracting myself with lately, but me and our roommate Gage just got done recently going through the Mission Impossible film series.
Ooh.
And, I saw the first one, and then I saw the second one, and this is like in order of release. Like when the second one came out on DVD, I was invited over to a former friend's house, and we watched it. And you know what? I never watched another one again until this watch through. 2 was so goddamn bad.
Yeah, I'm doing a watch through again right now. I'm currently on 5, but 2.
Okay.
2 is rough.
Oh yeah, no, it's a John Woo movie disguised as a Mission Impossible movie, and it's not good.
It's a woo-woo movie.
Woo-woo! So, here's the thing that I really need to preface all this with. I love Mission Impossible. And I'm not talking about the movies. I'm talking about the fucking TV shows. Growing up, I adored Mission Impossible. Like, I saw some of the old 60s series, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And then the new series came out in 88, and I was like, that was like when I really got into television, because we had like that, Star Trek The Next Generation, MacGyver, like Knight Rider just ended probably, I guess, maybe. But like, we were in a golden age of shitty 80s television. And this was, hey, remember that show? Here's more of it. It was a sequel, It wasn't a remake. We weren't doing remakes at the time.
Now,
so they get Peter Graves back.
Now here's my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who only know of Mission Impossible through the movies. How does that make you feel?
It's completely understandable. It does not piss me off at all because, seriously, the movies have been around longer than either of the shows ran.
That's so true.
Yeah. And, like, the original TV show, the IMF Force, the basic idea is Jim Phelps is the leader of this team, and at the beginning of every episode, like in the movies, he gets his mission, and then he'll go through his dossiers and pick out members of the team, which originally it was like him and Barney, which was an African-American tech genius, which I really want to point that out. 1960s, co-lead of the series is a black dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So Barney is the tech guy, and then they would have guest stars. They would have like some recurring people, but that was their excuse for a guest star. They would have a guest star come on as a specialist. And the conceit of the show was these people had like jobs out in the real world that gave them the expertise needed for missions. So there was always like an actress, Barney the tech guy, some scientist or other that was brought in as an expert on something. That's how
you're telling me that the IMF is using freelancers?
Yes. Yes, it's like Fiverr for secret agents.
Much like jobs today, they hire, temporaries.
As much as it sucks, yes.
Yeah.
So the show ran for a while. They had like Walter Matthau. Not Walter Matthau. I can't remember
Leonard
his
Nimoy?
name. The other. Well, Leonard Nimoy replaced him. Martin Landau. That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay,
Martin Landau. And his wife were both on there, and they left after a time. And Leonard Nimoy took his place as a new dude that was the Master of Disguise guy. All right. So, show ends. They bring it back in 88. First show shot for the U.S. entirely in Australia. And it was going to be a complete reboot. And then they were like, well, let's just bring Peter Graves back and make it a sequel. So their tech expert is the actor is the son of the guy that played Barney in the original series. And he was just like tried out for the role and got it, so they rewrote him to be the son of Barney.
Hell yeah.
So, and then that meant they could bring Barney back into the 88 series every now and again. Anyway, the show also was the first time, the 88 show, they showed the first person get, like, disavowed. Like, the actress got, there was the female character that was the actress got killed halfway through the first season, and they had to pick somebody else. So, kind of neat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've seen more of the movies than I have episodes of either of the two seasons or either of the two versions of the show, because I think I've maybe only seen like a handful.
Yeah, well, the 88 series, the first episode is up on YouTube, and I do recommend checking it out because it's funny watching John Delancey from Star Trek The Next Generation be the guest villain as an assassin.
Oh, that's cool.
With a cigarette gun. So, definitely something to check out. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize about the first movie, the Brian De Palma film, it is a sequel to the 1988 TV series. Like, you know how it's, what's his name?
John Voight.
Angelina Jolie. John Voight is playing the Peter Graves role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd read something about that, but I wasn't too sure about it. But so you're telling me that like it was originally supposed to be Peter Graves' character?
Yeah, and his comment was something along the lines of, I didn't play a fucking patriot for like 30 goddamn years to turn into the bad guy in your shitty movie, so go to hell. Spoiler! But they offered like roles to everybody from the original series, but the plan was to kill them off in that first mission.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, and all of them turned it down. So, new person playing Jim, and then like a whole new team and Tom Cruise. So
now, was Ethan Hunt a character in the shows?
He was not. No one else in there was a character from the show.
Okay,
just Jim. So, yeah, Ethan was the master of disguise in that, you know. He was kind of the Martin Landau character, or the Leonard Nimoy character, and he just kind of got thrust into the Jim Phelps role after that first one.
Well, like, Ethan Hunt's like one of those characters who does, like, everything. They don't really have...
he really is.
Like, the most specialization you have is you have, like, a computer guy, and even then, like, then when they introduced Benji, like... Again, it's that there's a little bleed through in the roles. They're all multi-talents.
Right. Yeah. And they also, that's the other thing that is interesting about the movies. They definitely moved away from she's a professional actress, and they definitely went for, well, they're all like ex-CIA or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know.
Now they're just all old spooks.
Yeah, they're definitely old. They're not getting younger.
Can we talk about how silly the name IMF is? Like, Impossible Mission Force?
Oh, yeah, no, it's obviously a conceit from the 60s, but yes.
It sounds like a mid-90s techno group.
Yeah, IMF, with their hit, Ungs Cha.
Yeah.
But, like, seriously, I love the movies because it's a continuation of the same series. Mm-hmm. And... they're different animals, but I love them.
Well, and I like that you don't have to have seen the original shows in order to get into the film series.
In fact, I recommend don't get into them. It helps.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I would recommend not to get into the original series and the 88 sequel if you're a big fan of the movies, because the first movie's just going to piss you right the fuck off.
You know... I'm trying to figure out what my favorite's been so far, because I've seen 5 of them, and I still think Ghost Protocol is my absolute favorite.
Well, I've seen 1 through 6. Didn't watch 2 on this redo because fuck's it. 2. 4's my favorite.
Yeah, that would be
Ghost Protocol's my favorite. I kind of feel like 5 was still better than 6, but there's a lot I liked about 6.
I would probably... based on what, because I've only seen 5 of them so far, I would probably rank them 4, 1, 5, 3, 2.
You know what? That's actually my order as well, with 6 coming in, kind of fighting with 5 a little bit, but...
It's been so long since I've seen them. Not like a long time, but a couple of years.
Yeah.
They all just kind of run together into
They kind of do in a way.
Tom Cruise smile jumping off of buildings blur.
I do like that every movie there's a progressively insane stunt that he wants to do.
Yes.
And they let him do
Which one?
it.
So So how many movies until the stunt just kills him?
Oh, I give it like 8 or 9.
What movie just came out? So 8 or 9 more, or
no. In 8 or 9, Tom Cruise will die.
Which one just
on
came
set.
out?
Mission Impossible
7.
9. Tom Cruise fucking dies.
So the next movie or the movie after.
Yeah, that's my guess because it's getting insane.
Like all the stunts are. I think my favorite was in 5 with him jumping onto the airplane and the airplane taking off.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that was fucking crazy. And they kept opening the wrong door and everything. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, and here's the thing, like, Tom Cruise's Ethan gets funnier as the series goes on.
He does.
Like the part where he basically dies in part 5 for just a little bit and comes back.
And wakes up stupid.
Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't have expected that from him.
Oh, yeah, no, and then he does, like, the hood slide and just doesn't stop and falls off the car. Yeah, no, that's the thing. As much as I complain about Tom Cruise as a human being and a Scientologist, he is such a good fucking actor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would not have gotten this far if he wasn't a good actor.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, just look at
fantastic.
Travolta.
Oh my god!
You know, I think Travolta has his like place. Like, I don't think he's terrible. He's one note.
He was a good Danny Zuko, and he was a good Vincent Vega.
But you know, Travolta is what happens with Scientology when you're not probably one of the top 10 actors of all time.
Oh yeah. Well, also when you have a shitty agent and you keep choosing the wrong movies, and we've talked about that. There are fucking actors that owe their entire careers to John Travolta saying no to movies.
Yeah.
I mean, Keanu Reeves being one of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I want to see the alternate universe where John Travolta said yes to Mission Impossible. That would be fucking hilarious.
I gotta jump out of this plane. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm got choose to accept this mission. God.
So 6 is the one with your husband in it, right? What's his name?
Cavill.
Cavill. Yeah.
Henry Cavill? Yes.
The one where he gets ready to box and his beard gets bigger.
Yeah, I saw in one of the trailers for that movie. I recall distinctly seeing at one point where he like pumps his fist to get ready to fight.
Yes,
and you hear guns click. Like it sounds.
That's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, because during that movie
doesn't do it in the movie.
During that movie, he was doing reshoots for Justice League.
Mm-hmm. That movie is why we have the CGI lip.
So yeah, both they have the CGI lip in Justice League, but also I guess he's trying to keep his beard closer shaved to do that. So they had to like digitally pump his beard up in Mission Impossible. So it's funny, they had to cover it up in Justice League, but make it fuller in Mission Impossible.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I think digital effects have gone too far.
Yeah.
I think we need to roll that shit back.
Now
they have a use, but they're now a crutch for Hollywood.
Now, as far as 4 goes, do you know why 4's my favorite?
Brad Bird.
Yes.
Yep.
That's it. Right there.
Yep,
Brad Bird. Brad Bird fucking nailed it with that one. And you can
Who
tell.
do you play?
What? I'll beat you like a circus monkey. No, also, we got Benji in that one. And Benji is like which that's Simon Pegg's character, for those that don't know. He is probably the best thing to happen to those movies.
I think it's also the funniest of them.
Oh my god, yeah.
But
there's
also,
a lot of humor in it.
The Burj Khalifa climbing sequence.
Oh, Christ, with the gloves.
And how funny it is, too. And I'm just like, you guys are insane. I love it.
Yeah, no, they're shockingly entertaining. Like, I know some people have I had a bad opinion of them because of 2, because 2 just was like, it took itself so fucking seriously. Mm-hmm. And then the 3rd one, you get J.J. Abrams in, which you can tell it's a J.J. Abrams movie because it's just full of red spheres.
Well, I think 3 also had the best villain. Because that was Philip Seymour Hoffman, right?
Yes. Okay,
and
fair.
It's 2 villains. It's 2 villains, but he's the one with, like, the most menace.
Yeah. Well, another thing I'm digging about this series is that the continual acknowledgement of the films that have come before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kicks into overdrive on 4 specifically.
I'm not going to say how, but in 6, 4, one thing that did get me, I'm sorry to jump around like this, but
5, 4, 3, 8.
when Tom Cruise shows up and the dude with the long blonde hair is there and sort of shrugs and puts a bag on his head, that's the same dude from Mission Impossible 1 that did the same thing. They brought the actor back as a joke.
That's neat.
And there's a character that pops up in 6 that is a huge callback to 1 and Max.
So, of all the actors who have like a one-off role in the movies, who is your favorite? Because you can't have a character who appears in multiple movies. You have to pick a one-off character. Actor.
Okay, that's a tough one. Yeah, okay, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I want to say him, but I'm gonna go with Jean Reno. In the first one.
Oh,
where he literally flies the helicopter through the tunnel and like in a really dickish move tries to kill Ethan with the blade.
Yes. Actually, that one of my favorite parts about the first one and Tom Cruise is that, you know how he does the magic trick with the disc? Mm-hmm. And of course, it being Tom Cruise, he learned how to do magic tricks just for that one scene. Mm-hmm. And the way that was done was just great. The whole thing. And of course, it, turns out, no, he did have the disc and Tom Cruise fooled him because Tom Cruise. I keep calling him Tom Cruise and not Ethan Hunt.
That first movie really holds up, I think. Like,
it does.
Like the early 90s CGI title, not so much. Mm-hmm. But like the rest of the movie, like that wire stunt in the server room, still iconic.
Oh, yeah. Now, what doesn't hold up is, motherfuckers, that's not how email works.
I know what you're talking about.
Pretty much Max at max.com. Okay, yeah, seriously. And the funny thing is, it's not even on max.com, it's on Paramount Plus. So, but like the email thing didn't hold up. I actually loved the title in the first one because it is a direct homage to the opening sequence. Actually, all the movies do this for the most part.
Yeah.
Mostly. The original series always starts with a hand lighting a fuse and the fuse going, and the opening credits of each episode is cut together of scenes from that episode.
Yeah.
So every episode of the show had a different opening with it cut to the music.
Probably expensive.
And they've kept that up with the movies, and that just, brings joy to my twisted little heart.
The first movie is closest to the TV show as I remember it.
It is.
After that, it kind of becomes its own beast, but that's okay.
Well, it became Tom Cruise going, I want to jump off of something. Yeah. And that's fine. It's fine. Because it's always in the name of espionage.
What is the craziest thing you can insure us for?
Yeah, exactly. I don't see how they still have an insurance company.
No kidding. They have to be signing waivers for that. There's no way they could get actual insurance for that.
Yeah. I love that the 3D printer in the background of your audio mic sounds like someone running an old dot matrix printer with like the the dotted thing on the side.
It has something rattling in there. I need to figure out what it is. But no, Tom Cruise must sign a contract that says if he dies while making this movie, the studio just gets all his money or something. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's got to be something because there's no way they're still being insured.
I just have to give the guy credit because I also saw Top Gun Maverick and like it's good. Like he does good blockbusters.
No, that's yeah. I mean, here's the thing. As much as I've bitched about Tom Cruise over the years, I love too many of his movies.
I was a Tom Cruise hater, as far as actor. I mean, I hate the man as a individual, but until I saw what was that, the Michael Mann movie?
Oh God,
Collateral.
Yes.
No, seeing that, you're like, okay, this guy can really fucking act.
Yeah, you played a bad guy. I mean, goddamn.
I mean, and he played you realize there that he plays Tom Cruise in a movie just because that's what the director wants.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, but Tropic Thunder. That's another one. I haven't seen it, but I've seen enough
I've
clips
seen
to
the
know.
clips of him in Tropic Thunder as a big fat overweight producer, and it's fucking hilarious. I want him to do more comedies, actually,
or just do more. Anything that's not Tom Cruise.
I mean, hell, I even like fucking what's that movie? Jerry Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I actually like Jerry Maguire.
But if he doesn't play Tom Cruise, then you don't get Top Gun Maverick, and you don't get Mission Impossible. So,
well, yeah. But I'm saying, it's if that's your steak or chicken. I want some sides too. I want some potatoes of
fair.
Tropic Thunder or some like corn, which was I don't know. What would be the corn Tom Cruise?
I think I would like to see him be.
Let's say legend.
Second fiddle more often. Like even with like Tropic Thunder, he was like fourth fiddle. But like
he was.
Yeah. But you get the sense that you don't get the sense that he's ever like willing to step behind someone else to prop him up.
Except in Collateral.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that was.
Yeah, I think that
Jamie Foxx's movie.
And I don't know if that's Tom Cruise doing that, or is just like his agent, or maybe it's Scientology that wants him to do that, and he's able to just fight back a few times for friends to do projects for them.
I don't know. I think on that one he was willing to do it because Michael fucking Mann.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that, and I'm pretty sure there was some, maybe just wanted to work with Michael Mann.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's what it was. Because
I can see that Scientology is very the Scientology. Oh, what's the guy's name in Scientology? Miscavige. I'm sure Miscavige has a heavy hand.
It's either Miscavige or Miscavige, and I really don't give a shit which is correct.
I just want to know where his wife is.
We'll never fucking know.
A 55-gallon barrel in Tampa Bay.
I think his wife is nearby where I live. I honestly think.
Oh no!
Because I live near Golden Base.
You better get a shovel and get her out.
Yeah.
Or watch out for people following you and trying to audit you.
I'll have to tell my Scientology story sometime.
Oh please!
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
Yeah.
So, before we close this out, Mike, do you remember having a favorite Mission Impossible movie?
Like I said, they kind of run together. I can't really remember elements of any one particular movie.
Usually you remember a stunt.
Yeah. What's your favorite stunt?
That'll tell us what your favorite movie is.
Yeah.
I can only remember the ones you... Okay, so name them off because I can't remember them.
Okay, there's the train in Mission Impossible 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's jousting on motorcycles in 2, which is the dumbest goddamn thing in the world.
That was hilarious.
What's one from 3, David?
3 was skydiving into the building.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yeah, because they had the air vents on the top of the building and he had to skydive. Oh, no, was that 2? That was 2.
Okay, because I didn't watch that one on the watch through. So.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember what 3
That was the J.J. Abrams one, and I can't remember, but like 4 had him climbing the building with the suction, the electronic suction gloves.
Kafka.
Yes. 5 had him drown in a tank, and 6 was fucking a fight with crashing helicopters. Which that was pretty fucking cool too. Okay, as much as I bitch about him jousting on a motorcycle, it was way cooler when it was him and Henry Cavill jousting with helicopters.
Bet they didn't do that live.
You gotta watch the movie. There's some CG in there, but I can imagine Tom Cruise got away with a fucking lot on that.
I just want to try to catch up with 6 before I go to the theater and see 7, because I want to see 7 while it's in theaters.
And 7 has something to do with like climbing out of an airplane, right?
I don't know. I hadn't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen 7?
No. 7's in theaters now.
Oh, still in theaters.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen on the trailers and stuff. It's like him hanging on the outside of a plane.
That was in 5.
Yeah,
that was 5.
Yeah.
That was 5.
We'll just say
7.
Mike's favorite is 4.
I was going to say Mike's favorites too, because the motorcycle jousting just sounds stupid.
No.
Jesus,
it sounds
Mike,
cool until you watch it.
It's
I'm thinking of the
with Metallica in it.
No,
it's not good.
No, I'm thinking of the motorcycle fight from what was that called? The name of that movie?
Omega Force, the one where the guy had the rocket motorcycle.
No, it was a more modern movie.
Oh, okay.
With the women that were fighting on motorcycles, but they weren't wearing helmets.
I have no idea.
Driven. Oh, it was some weird. It was bad. It was like super bad. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, while you're looking that up, my last thing I'm going to say while I'm on this subject is you want to check out a decent Tom Cruise movie that's not an action movie, check out Vanilla Sky. It's quite good.
Also, check out
You don't really
Legend.
know what's...
It's basically the Legend of Zelda.
Sure. But the one thing about the about Vanilla Sky is it also has Kurt Russell in it, and I love Kurt Russell.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, there it is. Torque. The name of the movie was Torque. It is terrible. But these women, they're both not wearing helmets, and they're like swinging the back end of the motorcycles at each other like they're throwing punches. It is amazingly bad. Like, awful. But funny because it's so bad.
I need you to do me a favor. Never tell Gage about this because he will make me watch it.
It is the worst, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But
nice.
It is so, it gets to the so bad it's funny phase, especially if you know anything about cars and motorcycles.
Yeah, a little bit, but not enough. So, that being said, I'm done. Mike, did you say you wanted to go next?
Yeah, so I've been doing a few things. The most alluded to earlier, and the most recent thing is, so I've had a couple of 3D printers for a while.
A couple in the Paul Hamlin sense, in that it's like 12.
So I have one I bought. The first one I bought. What about 2-3 years ago?
2 years ago, I think. No, maybe it was 3.
I know. Remember, I bought it with Daddy Trump stimulus money. Put if that ages it any.
Oh wow, yeah.
And so I bought it, and I fell into the hole of upgrades. Like at first, it was just 3D printing upgrades. Like, you got a thing that can make plastic bullshit. So obviously, you can't, once you print the few things you thought about before you bought it, start thinking, well, what can I make next? So then you find, people have made upgrades for these printers. Oh, I'll just print those. Print those, you put them on. You're like, okay, now what? And then I start thinking of actual upgrades, like changing, the motherboard, changing, the hot end, which is basically like the hot glue gun that squirts out, molten plastic. And all this. So
settle down. This is a PG-13 show.
No, it's not. No, fuck, it is. And so
ropey filament.
So, long story short, I ended up to a point where the fucking thing doesn't work.
He modded it out of commission.
I 3D printed a 3D printer to 3D print.
Yeah, and so I had a friend. Oh, and sometime in this time I also bought, so this is what they call an FDM printer, which, like I said, it's like a hot glue gun. It's like a robot holding a hot glue gun of plastic. And it squirts out the plastic in a pattern and just does it layer by layer. And eventually you have a fucking dildo or something, whatever you're printing.
Is anyone else getting hard right now?
Yeah.
A little bit. So, I'm at about half mast.
Then I also bought a SLA printer, which is I'm trying to remember what SLA stands for.
Slow, loving, awesome.
I think it's something lithography. I can't remember. But anyway, it uses light. It uses resin in a vat, and it uses UV reactant resin.
So it's a sticky load apparatus.
Yes. Yes, it is a...
It's
not really sticky. But anyway.
Ooey gooey.
But that one makes very fine detail. So if you want to print your own custom, Warhammer miniatures.
No, they are... what they said on the site I found was the the generic green space warrior men.
Or space knights.
Yes, that is what we're space elves.
Yes, so if you want to print those kind of things, that's the best one because it does very fine detail and it's in a, kind of solid plastic. But so I bought those and messed with that for a while, but then I had a friend decides he wants to move out of state, so he's like downsizing, and he had an older 3D printer, and he's like, Mike, I hear you like 3D printers. Come take this bullshit off me. So I gladly went over there and took the bullshit off of him. And it's older than my first. Okay, so my first printer was an Ender 3, which is like, when I bought it was like $300, $250, something like that. Nowadays, they regularly have this printer on sale for $100 at like Micro Center. And it's been serviceable. Like I said, it worked until I fucked with it too much. I fucked it to death, basically. But so he gives me this older printer. It's called a FlashForge Creator Pro or something. When it was new, it was like a $1,500 printer, but it was new like 5 years before my Ender 3 came out. So it works. It's a tank, but it uses older protocols and kind of more proprietary protocols that you have to kind of set up for. And it's a smaller build volume too. It's like it makes stuff probably about the size of, I don't know, 5 by 3 inches or something like that.
Not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And so I got that, messed with it for a while, got it running, and then decided I just, didn't want to mess with it anymore. I don't know. I got it work. This is a theme in my life. I got it working, and then I didn't care anymore. So I shoved it under a table because I didn't really have the room for it. And then in the meantime, during all this, I got a friend into 3D printing, and he's really hardcore about it. He's like printing every day.
Now, in all fairness, this guy, when you get him into something, becomes really hardcore.
Well, I don't know.
A lot of stuff.
Some things he does, some things he bounces off of, but this stuck. And so he's got like an Etsy shop where he sells things, like not a lot, like it's not replaced his, main job or anything, but, he still sells things. He's got like 6 printers now, some at home, some at his office at work. And a friend of his decided he was moving as well. I have a thing, apparently people that move, I'm just going to buy their printers off of them, because he was moving and he decided not to take the printer with him, and he just lost interest. So I bought this one from him. It's also a Creality printer. It's a
good one.
It's a CR10, which is bigger than the Ender 3 by about, I would say, 50% the build volume. 150%, I meant to say. 150% the build volume. But I decided when I got this one, I'm not fucking with it until I get the other printer working. So it's currently in the background grinding out some stuff for costumes for Dragon Con.
Which we're going to have a couple of Dragon Con episodes.
Yeah, we'll talk about Dragon Con closer, like before and after con. Like before, we figure we'll talk about Dragon Con the weekend before. We can talk about what we're, excited about, and then the weekend after.
And that weekend we can talk about all the things we didn't do that we had planned to do.
Yes, because there's like so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's printing stuff, and I just got it back up. So I've had it for 6-7 months. I know I got it sometime during the winter because it was kind of cold and raining when I picked it up. And it is literally, I got it home, set it up on a folding table, made sure it worked, and then left it there. Like just didn't do anything with it. Set it on the floor when I needed the room, and I just ignored it. So I'm a terrible person.
You're a terrible printer father, Mike.
Yes.
So I know that you're printing out costume pieces for Dragon Con, but like, is there anything that you find yourself printing a lot of?
like I said, I know because I'm bad.
Again, what Mike spent most of his time printing when he first got it was stuff to put on the printer.
Yeah, and so I started looking. So there's a couple of sites where you can get files for them, and one of them is called Thingiverse. Mm-hmm. And so I have an account on there where you can bookmark and favorite things so you can come back later. And earlier today, I was just looking through because I was looking for something to print. I'm like looking through going, holy shit, there's all this stuff. I could print all this. Oh my God, why am I not printing this? And it's just, I don't know, maybe the only way I can think of is like, I got the dopamine high of the 3D printer and I just was like, okay, I'm done with it. I mean, like not consciously, just subconsciously. I was like, I'm done with it. Don't want to fuck with it anymore.
The thing that I've always wanted, like if I had a 3D printer, I think the first thing I would do is print a shit ton of little Pikmin figures and paint them and then put them in like nature photography. Because I've wanted to do that for a long time.
That would be badass, Mike. You should like look into that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can print some. Kevin, if you want to send some to David.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can literally like print them on a little base or something. You can cover the base up with a little dirt or whatever, but then just make these little like images of Pikmin in the garden. Like I love it. Like that's what I would do.
I have a better idea. You print them so they have little spikes on their feet so you can like stand them in the dirt.
There you go.
That would be great.
There, now you have a project.
There we go. Yeah.
So Kevin knows, since he lives with, we live together. He knows I've pontificated a lot about printers. So he by osmosis has absorbed. But if he has any questions, but is there anything you've wondered about 3D printers? That I could, because I'm not an expert, but I know enough to be dangerous.
He's balls deep in them right now, so he can tell you things.
No, even though came later than me, I shouldn't name drop, but you can bleep that out if you want. Even though our friend came later to 3D printing, he knows way more. He blew past me,
oh yeah,
just because I don't want to say I got bored of it, but I don't know. I just lost the fire.
And meanwhile, I kind of picked it up a little bit, but we haven't had a 3D printer working, so I haven't been able to print anything.
Yeah.
Now,
I guess maybe I explained 3D printers too well.
I don't know
everything about 3D printers.
But I actually just went on Thingiverse, and there's a thing called Duck U, as a hand giving a middle finger that has duck legs under it and a beak and eyes. So you're literally giving someone the bird.
So we're back from, technical fuckery. David apparently disconnected. So David, I just wanted to ask, do you have any 3D printer questions? You have, I know it's not common knowledge about the witchcraft behind it. So
if I have a 3D object file that someone modeled in Maya or whatever, I could send it to you and you could print it then?
So so there is some middle work that needs to be done. In general, when you're 3D printing, you're downloading a file called a STL. But from what I understand, I've never done it, but I have I've read a bit about it. You could take basically any 3D model object and find some middleware or plugin for said, software like Blender or Maya to output that model into STL. And once it's in STL, you pull that into your slicing software. So 3D printing is basically just a stack of slices. It's like, a stack of pancakes, but every pancake is a slightly different shape to, all stack together to become, a dildo vase. I always go back to dildos just because, long, thin shaft. But yeah, you just stack those layers together.
Again, I am half-mast right now. You need to work harder.
But yeah, so in general, yeah, I'm pretty sure if there's a file format that is a 3D object, someone has made a apparatus to turn that into an STL. and any STL can be sliced by pretty much any 3D printer software.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. And
in
what's
fact,
it called? Ultimaker Cura is probably the go-to for a lot of them.
It depends. It all depends on which printer you're using. If you're using
Sure.
a Prusa printer, that it has its own software that's better. The Bamboo Labs software does well for its own printer. So, but Cura is the one that has the most reach as far as, it has the widest number of printers that people use it for. But it's by no means the be-all and all. In fact, there's a agnostic software called Super Slicer that I've been meaning to look at because it's, I won't get into that. This isn't a 3D printer podcast, but it is
Could have fooled me.
it is a software that other 3D brand specific or less brand agnostic softwares use as their base because it's open source and can be modified to. So if you're making a 3D printer, you don't have to start from scratch. You can use this software, tailor it to your needs, and do that. I was going to say, but there's a thriving, I wouldn't even call it cottage industry because it's not really, making money at it. But there's so many people that are taking, plundering 3D assets from games and turning them into STLs or, Blender models that then can become STLs. Or, if you've seen any, 3D CG porn of your favorite game characters, you know how that's going.
Just
Print a
saying, it's a
fleshlight.
thing.
Just
Yeah.
look at Overwatch, And
Exactly.
there's so much. There's an embarrassing, disturbing amount of Team Fortress 2 porn.
I don't
must
want to
say.
talk about it.
That is just why. I'm just going like, why?
Meanwhile, I'm just like, I want to 3D print an R-Wing from Star Fox.
Yeah.
Thank you, exactly. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here going, I want to print an Elder Scroll.
Yeah. And then the worst thing is though when you find you have something you really want to 3D print, but no one's made a model of, and it's it's not from a 3D game, so it's not easily rippable. Like I really want a big format model of Sophia the Third from Blaster Master, but the only ones I've found are. I found one that's decent, but if you blew it up to a big size, it would just look bad because it's not, very detailed.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Like the other thing is, like, if I had a 3D printer, like I've come up with like board games and stuff before. It'd be cool
Yeah.
to like. Make
Oh, yeah,
pieces
that's a
for it.
thing.
Oh no, I've actually 3D printed pieces for it. So I have a friend who at one point worked for someone that as a side business did board games. And my other friend that does 3D printing, he was contracted basically to print pieces, and they had this idea for these, like, all right, so you remember back in the day when you'd get a pizza and it'd come with a little table in the middle that'd keep the box from collapsing in it? It was kind of like that, but if they could like stack together like lawn chairs or like event chairs, how they kind of
Yeah.
stack together,
Yeah.
except for 3-legged. So there was these things, and it was this game idea that had to do with stacking these objects. And so my friend got a thing for printing these, and he started printing them, but he couldn't like keep up because at the time I think he only had one or maybe two printers. And so he shot me the file, and I looked at it, and it was a complex shape because it was like a 3-legged thing with like a flat top, but then on top of that it had like kind of a raised bump. And looking at it from any angle, it would be kind of hard to print. So I basically broke it into 3 parts that were easier to print, and then printed those off. I never know if that game actually became like a thing, like if they launched it. But yeah, no, printing pieces is, and my friend, he's a big board game person, so when for instance, he has a game that we've played a lot, that out of the box, it's limited to 5 players, but because of the number of cards it has, seems easily expandable to more than maybe probably 6 or 7 players. So he regular printed out, the boards for those people, but since it has like color specific tokens for each player, he 3D printed little tokens for those players.
Yeah.
So
what you're telling me is that in your house, everybody could be the race car on Monopoly.
Yes.
Yeah, they could be the blue race car, the red race car. You don't have to fight anymore.
Or the black race car, because we've got so much friggin' black filament.
Yeah.
Hotels for days.
Monopoly. Oops, all race cars. So, yeah. Well, okay. I'll save, since we were able to squeeze a lot of content out of that, I guess I'll hold my other subject for next week.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, if you want to.
I mean, we'll delve into a little bit of that. So I know Kevin played a little bit. David, did you ever play any Twisted Metal back in the day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never owned it, but like anytime I had a friend who had it, we'd play it for hours.
Yeah.
So I've been watching the Peacock series with Anthony Mackie, and it's remarkably decent.
Yeah.
The CG is a little ropey because it's definitely not a high budget show. It has more people on foot than people in cars for that reason, but I can't hate it. I mean, it's decent.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the lore of Twisted Metal.
That's
it's just
the
cars,
lore
like,
doesn't. It changes per game.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they've had 4 or 5 games, and it's been different. They've like revamped the lore every time, so it's one of those things that it doesn't matter.
But I'm enjoying the journey so far.
So as long as it has cars with guns strapped to it, and an insane clown that's not in a
Sweet
posse.
Tooth's great.
Although
Sweet Tooth is my favorite part.
So you've been watching it?
Yeah. I'm I think 6 episodes in.
Holy shit! I have not started.
I just finished 5 today. So yeah, and all it's funny that Sweet Tooth is building his own insane clown posse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do
like the fact that they dubbed Will Arnett's voice over Samoa Joe's body. Like it works.
No, and they're both good. Like Will Arnett, has the good line delivery, and the physical actor, he's good too. Like I've never sat there and thought, oh, this is someone else's voice over someone else's body.
You get that with a lot of wrestlers who when they have to play the bodies of characters, because again, it's wrestling is such a physically demanding thing, right?
Yeah,
it's all about timing, and they just nail it. So I'm not surprised to see Samoa Joe kind of do, but I'm impressed to see how much like he's embodying the character.
Yeah,
like the performance would not be the same if he wasn't like his like larger than life in his movements.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's been a delight, and it gives me hope for the Fallout series, because that's another one that where it's not trying to adhere to a specific storyline, so they have a lot of freedom there. Whereas something like Halo, it's got a storyline, and when you diverge from it, it just kind of it hurts.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I'm not a big Halo fan, but it still was enough for me to go, that's gonna really cheese off some people.
I don't know too much about Halo. I got maybe 5 episodes into it, and then I just I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, and I watched all of it the first season. It was all right, but yeah, I think it would have been better served if it had been Spaceman Fighter. I don't know.
Spaceman Fighter J.
And just you have the iconic look of Master Chief, and the guy spends most of the time out with the helmet off.
Yeah,
that's
which it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and it kind of hurts after like a couple of years ago, I could have, have agreed that, well, you got to show his face. But after The Mandalorian, you have to like agree that you don't have to see the person's face for it to be a compelling and relatable character.
Right. I agree.
I mean, video
there's
game adaptations are getting better, though.
Yeah, no
yes.
doubt. I mean, look, Kevin and I grew up in the era of the Mario Brothers movie with John Leguizamo and
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Not Anthony Hopkins.
Not Anthony Hopkins, though.
Bob Hoskins.
Bob
Thank
Hoskins.
you.
Yeah.
Jeez,
We almost fucked that up. That'd be funny.
Luigi,
It's a weird
going
fucking
to go
cast in that movie.
God.
I don't know, but yeah. So
Dennis Hopper as Koopa. I mean, goddamn.
I don't know. I don't think I have much of a problem with the casting. It was just the wild, like, cocaine and LSD addled takes on the characters.
Yeah, like Mario Brothers is a very bright series, and to go for something kind of like industrial, like they did, is just it's a weird move.
Yeah,
It is.
So yeah, I think that's all I have.
Okay.
Well, that's fair.
Well, do we want to go on our official break and then come back after ads?
Sounds good to me.
Stay tuned for these breaks, and we'll be back after the breaks are done.
Breakity break. Hey, David, you know what makes our show great?
What's that, Kevin?
No ads. You know what would make it better?
What's that, Kevin?
Ads.
What if, and I'm just spitballing here, we do ads for independent creators at reasonable rates?
How reasonable?
Overly. How about $2 per episode pre-roll?
That is almost too reasonable.
Might as well go for it. Let's send everyone to the contact page for Supernatural Selection.
SupernaturalSelection.pod.com/contact?
Exactly. Just have them scroll down to the Advertise With Us section for more information.
That sounds great. Now let's record the ad.
Kevin,
Yes, David?
we just did.
And Mike has died.
It was wild that he died during the commercial break.
I know.
Reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
I don't know if
shitty
it's that
zombie.
greatly.
And we're back.
Woo!
So, Kevin has shot his load, and I have also
Ew.
am spent. So, David, what do you have on tap for us tonight?
So it's my turn to Ookie the Cookie?
You're
Yes.
going to fill our distraction hole with hot distraction.
Yes,
I-
fill
I-
the distraction.
You know,
hole.
this past week has actually been kind of like my vacation, as it were. Where I had time off and everything like that. So I had a few things I could talk about. I did finally get my Xbox.
Woo!
I will probably talk a little bit more about Diablo next week. But the big thing for me this week was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Hell
Oh, nice.
yeah.
And I loved it. It was so
That's
good.
good. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I love about Ninja Turtles, like, is because I've been a fan forever, and I've mentioned that several times on the show.
Well, if you read your comic, you know.
Yeah.
He likes Toidles.
I like Puddles. So
I love that they got that kid for the commercials for it. Have you seen that? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine, because what I love about the franchise is that it reinvents itself. And like every
Yes.
variation is different, and this is different enough. It's doing its own thing, but like again, like I really, really, really enjoyed it. This is probably I'm still not quite sure where I'm ranking it because I need to see it again, but I definitely put it at number 2 right now after the original 1990 movie.
That's pretty damn good praise right there.
Yeah, because I love... Then again, also, like, I'm never super critical with the Turtles either, because I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. The time travel one, it's not good.
Ooh.
No, here's the thing, it's
No.
not good. But it's fun. Seeing
Is
them
it
wander,
really?
no, seeing them wander around in the samurai armor and all that, like I enjoy it.
Now, I actually liked the animated TMNT movie from, what, 03 or so?
Yeah, that was 2007.
Okay.
And that
okay.
one was my previous, like, that was my number 4. Because my original
Okay.
ranking was the 1990 movie, Turtles Forever, and then the 2007 animated film.
Now, which was Turtles Forever?
Turtles Forever was the anniversary film that combined the 2003 Turtles with the 80s cartoon
80s
Turtles with the
and the
80s comic
originals.
Turtles.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. That's it's a great one. I need to pick up the 2003 series DVD collection because it's included on there.
Okay.
Yeah. Mutant Mayhem, ton of fun. They really emphasize the fact that these are teenagers.
I was going to say, I've loved the voice cast, what I've heard so far.
And I think that's my favorite part of the movie is just hearing the turtles bounce off of each other because, again, they're all recorded in the same room. And you'll hear, like, little snippets of something where where they're reacting to something. And, like, there are different takes on it and everything like that. Because there's this one really fun little sequence when they're riffing on bacon, egg, and cheese. And it's, like, a good minute of them just kind of riffing on that. And it was, like, the dumbest, most teenager thing possible.
Yeah. See, that I love when they have a full cast thing going in the booth. It's so much more fun.
Yeah, there's just this energy to it. Visually, I love the movie. It's they mentioned that they mentioned that when they were coming up with the look of the movie, they were thinking about like what teenagers would doodle in their notebooks.
That's great.
Yeah, so everything's kind of got like a slightly misshapen kind of look to it. One of my favorite details early on in the movie, there is a light in this building, right? And the way that they layer the animation, they actually have these like white squiggles overlaying the natural kind of light look, so it looks like they drew in the light as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just really cool. I love the fact that they threw in so many mutants. There's some deep
they
cuts
don't do
there.
that often.
There's some deep cuts in there.
Yeah.
And there are going to be people who are going to complain about like the changes to their origins and everything like that. My first response is number one, fuck you, who cares? Number two, like it's still the Ninja Turtles, right?
Right.
All the essentials are still there. But yeah, like it's an amazing movie. Like it's not just a good Ninja Turtles movie, it's actually a legitimately great movie.
That's always good.
Yeah. The voice acting and because I've talked a lot about the kids, right? But the other characters as well. There's some great voice acting in there. Ice Cube as
Superfly?
yeah, as Superfly. Just
Which is
so good.
one of my favorite things I heard was a character named Superfly being played by Ice Cube. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah, and they're very clever in the way that they like reference hip hop culture in there. Because like Superfly is able to drop these references and like, oh my god, I get that. Io Edebiri, I think that's her name from The Bear. She plays April O'Neil. She's excellent.
Okay.
She probably has the funniest scene in the movie. And I really like this take on April. I think that this is one of my favorite April O'Neils. Like I think 2003 was my favorite because it was closest to the comics, because she was actually a science assistant to Baxter Stockman.
Yeah.
But in this one, they're playing with like the news reporter thing, but her being in high school, it's the school news and everything like that. But it's just it's a lot of fun. I love her character, and then Jackie Chan as Splinter was also a delight.
I thought that was one of the best news. The best news I could have heard, just because like Jackie Chan as Splinter. Why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Because I mean, I mean, I don't know. He's Korean or Chinese, one of those. Chinese, isn't he? He's Chinese, not Korean. Chinese. See, even I can't get it right.
Well,
and,
yeah.
Splinter's supposed to be Japanese, but,
Well, I mean, the Splinter
Ken Watanabe.
The Splinter is definitely not.
Oh, he's not Japanese?
I don't know how they're going to tie it into the Hamada Yoshi thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Because, the other thing is the way that the Turtles learn martial arts is, funny, plays on, YouTube video culture and everything like that. Again, I'm not going to spoil it too much. They do set up something, and I feel like I know how they can course correct it, but I would like to talk about that, in the future after the movie's been out for a little while longer.
I don't know. I just kind of have I've had this problem with, the Wheel of Time Amazon series and stuff. It's changing stuff for no good reason.
I don't think it's a case of that here, because the movie is about outsiders. They're really playing up the fact that the Turtles are outsiders. Yeah. In the other versions, of course, they're always outsiders because they're gross mutants living in a sewer, right? Yeah. But in this one, it's about kind of finding acceptance of outsiders, and they go a direction for the Ninja Turtles that I've not seen since the Red Sky season of the original cartoon, when the Turtles were kind of acknowledged by the public. Yeah, so they go in an interesting direction. This is the most interesting new direction for the Turtles that's been there for a while. Maybe outside of the current comics with the whole mutant town and everything like that. But
I'm not familiar with that, actually.
Yeah, see, I'm a big Turtles fan, so I'm gonna probably throw a bunch of references to shit that you're probably not gonna understand. But that's just, and I love this franchise with all of my heart. You know what I mean? This is my almost like my Bible. Weird to say. So, the fact that I can give this movie such a seal of approval, as a fan, I think says a lot.
Okay, then. So I do have a question for you then.
Mm-hmm.
What is have you seen any Turtles interpretation that's just bad?
So
other than the Michael Bay movie, obviously.
Well, okay, that was going to be my go-to answer because I don't like the look of the Turtles in the Bay movies. But the characterizations are pretty good. As far as again, it's hard to screw up the relationship between the brothers. You know what I mean? That's always the heart of it. They did an okay job with the Bay movies. If I had a least favorite, I haven't seen enough of Rise of the TMNT to judge it fully. But I imagine there's going to be a little bit of a hurdle for me. But it's one of those where it's on my list of things to watch, that ever-growing list of things. But even then, I've seen maybe 5 episodes. I'm no, this is pretty fun.
See, I'm just, not to diss you or anything, but I'm trying to judge your objectivity.
And that's the thing. How objective can I be? Honestly, the original show, as much as I love it and grew up with it, it's not very good.
No, I mean, but then again, no cartoon from the 80s and 90s, or very few cartoons from the 80s and 90s can really stand up. I love Transformers and Mask and Thundercats. They're terrible. Yeah. I mean, watching them nowadays, it's god awful, and you're oh, please, I want a better version of this. Yeah, the only one I'll say that holds up is the 85 movie, Transformers.
Right. If you're asking me for the best Ninja Turtles movie, best cartoon, and best comic, I can give you an immediate answer.
Okay.
Best movie is 1990, as of right now.
Right.
Best animated series is 2003. Because that one is kind of a nice blend between the more family-friendly version and the more mature comic book version of the Turtles. And my favorite comic is the IDW run. up through
That's
like
a current
that,
one,
that
right?
first 100 issues or so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I'd rank them. Like those are like my best examples of Turtles stuff, I think.
See, I think my favorite animated series, I'm with you on the movie. The 1990 movie is obviously the best film version of the Turtles we may get for a long time. Animated, I kind of really prefer that CG series they had on Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. 2012 is so good. It's a lot of fun. It's just like 2003 is like exactly kind of the tone that I look for.
Sure.
And I think it has the better like continuity, even though like by the end, the last 3 seasons of the show, because of the way that like the schedule got screwed up and how the seasons are numbered, it's a mess.
I've seen a video about that. Yeah,
but like I think the voice acting is really good in the 2003 series. I think they handled the war with Shredder in those first 2 seasons like perfectly.
So what happened? Like you both know, but you cut off from me finding out.
Sorry. There was a lot of, what was it, like studio interference, I guess?
Yeah, so
or network interference.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, so they did a season that went direct to DVD, and then they did a series called Flash Forward, which put them in the future with the descendants of April and Casey. And then they did a final season called Back to the Sewers, where they were back in the past. So you had like 4 or 5 seasons of the show. Then they did a direct-to-DVD season. Then they go into the future, and that makes the DVD season kind of weird because it feels truncated.
The continuity gets real weird
that's
too.
That's really messing up continuity.
Didn't like the last season throw into question whether the flash forward even happened? Or like
from what I remember, what I remember is that like flash forward, the events happened. It's that DVD season, the Dragon Warrior season. That's kind of the one that seemed to be up in the air, and I wasn't quite sure how canon it is. Because at that point, the Turtles are being trained to take on, like, dragon powers. And it sounds lame, but it's actually pretty cool.
It also sounds like a toy company move.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's that season that's the one where it's like, we don't know if it's canon or not.
Yeah.
You know, but that's with, like, mid-2000 shows, you know what I mean?
Does sound like a nightmare.
Mike, there's a really good Toy Galaxy video about it where he does in fact ask on all those seasons, is it canon?
Yeah, but yeah, it's asking a lot for your target audience to keep up with all that.
Yeah, that's why
direct to video. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand direct to video like specials and movies, but having something that is carried forward in mainline, that's kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess, but like at least the first like 4 seasons of the 2003 series, like very cohesive. My favorite version of Shredder is the there's like 2 versions of Shredder in the 2003 series, and I think they're both excellent.
Really?
Okay, so like this is a spoiler for a show that's close to 20 years old now. So the first version of Shredder we meet is actually an Utrom named Terrell, who is wearing a robot Shredder body.
Mike, you know who the Utrom are?
No.
Okay, Kang is based on the Utrom in the original comics.
Yeah, Krang, the little brain dudes.
Yeah, little brain dude.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they just consolidated them into Kang in the 80s series.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 2012 series, when they brought the Utrom back, they called them the Krang.
Yeah.
Because it was just simpler at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in 2003, the first Shredder we get used to, it's revealed that he's Terrell. He was a Utrom rebel who studied this ancient historical figure of the Shredder and adopted that personality. So that's the first Shredder. Then we have the immortal demon Shredder, who shows up later.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like, it's cool. It's like two different really cool versions of the character. But when they revealed that Shredder was an Utrom, like, a lot of people were pissed. But I'm like, oh no, this is cool. This is a neat spin.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. No, it works surprisingly well. Especially, it seems a little silly at first because, again, Ninja Turtles is an inherently silly premise. But at one point, like, Terrell gets out of his little Shredder suit, and he's still able to kind of kick ass.
Because he knows how to do it?
Yeah, this little tiny little brain-looking thing, like, doing his little jumping around and everything like that.
That's amusing.
Yeah,
of course, we're talking about shows based on an original comic that, while it was fairly violent, also introduced Triceratops aliens.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Triceratops
I don't know how
great.
serious you're supposed to take it.
Like, and I could talk. Obviously, I could talk forever about this stuff because I can tell you like which series I think had the better version of the Triceratons and all of that. If you get a chance, if you have Paramount Plus, the entire run of the 2003 series is on there, and it gets surprisingly dark. They actually had one episode they had to scrap because it was too dark for the network.
Is this the stuff about Baxter Stockman?
No, but the Baxter
too hot
Stockman,
for TV.
You know, speaking of Baxter, that's my favorite version of Baxter is 2003 because he just gets progressively more and more mutilated and turned into a brain in a jar.
Wow, that's fucked.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Oh man, I started rewatching the 2003 series, and I'm going to continue doing that because it's just so fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything against it. It was just, it's during a period where I wasn't really watching.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about, like, streaming making this stuff available. You know what I mean? Because, one of the things that I'll do is I've talked about Pluto TV a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They have a Totally
Pluto.
Turtles channel. So
do they?
Yeah. There's an entire channel where it just does reruns of Ninja Turtles. They'll do the 2012 series, the 2003 series, and now they're doing the 1980s/90s series.
Oh,
And
cool.
I think they even did episodes of Rise for a while, too. So, you can just literally have Turtles on 24 hours a day, and you'll never know what you'll get. It's been great.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, they do have 2 Star Trek channels, so...
there's enough Star Trek to, warrant that.
Well, there's enough Turtles to warrant at least a couple channels at this point.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's a Mutant Mayhem, good movie. I think Seth Rogen did a good job kind of like producing the thing and getting the right talent in there, because the directors, I should say, were the ones who did The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
right.
beautifully animated movie. I almost want to liken some of the animation to this Ninja Turtles movie to, like, claymation, if that makes sense.
I could kind of see that from some of the shots I've seen.
Yeah, because there's a very kind of, like, low frame rate quality to it, but works in its favor.
That's actually, there's several friends of mine that, like, love the art style, but, like, that choppy animation gives them a headache.
Didn't really bother me.
No, I do understand it. It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me either, but I understand it.
But yeah, I mean, if you get a chance, you should see it. It's good. Like, it has my seal of approval, but then again, as Mike pointed out, I'm probably a little biased. a little bit, but like the reviews are good. I think it's like at a 96 or 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, cool.
And it got like an A cinema score, so it's a crowd pleaser.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I do want to see it.
Yeah, you should. It's worth it.
Very cool.
Yep.
So before we move on to anything else, we have a question, guys.
Question time.
Why wasn't I sent the question? I'm the host. Mine. No, go ahead.
Well, go to questions for the show, motherfucker.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah.
You didn't let me know.
Actually, it's in distraction hole discussion. My bad. I put out a call, and Ghost Forge came through, because Ghost Forge always comes through.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Did anyone ever get around to watching Captain Earth, that mecha anime where the aliens are after our Orgon energy?
No.
No.
I cannot say we have.
No, because I deal with Orgon energy enough when that lady comes in the store. The one that gave us the JO crystals.
I think I was aware of this anime before.
It's been mentioned.
Yeah.
No, I mean even before we started doing this show. But I never have watched it.
You know, here's the thing. I love getting recommendations. It's finding the fucking time to follow through on.
Wow, they really wanted to be Evangelion.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of teens in, skin tight suits and a big mech. It was produced by Bones. They do decent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a very good doctor. I've been led to.
I'll have to check it out.
It's just one of those for the list. You know what I mean? Because I'm
No, I have. I can look at a list of anime right now that is a mile long, and I still haven't finished Ranma yet.
And that's just the anime. You know, you factor in like TV shows and movies.
TV shows, movies. Fuck, not enough time in the day. God, I mean, they could stop making shit right now, and I would not finish my backlog before I died.
Yeah, and it's also like I'll find myself watching something for like a long stretch, or like not even a long stretch, but like say a month. I'm just really heavy into something, and then I get distracted and I need to go back to it. So I like, for example, Gundam. Like I was really plowing through the Gundam series, and then I got to Double Zeta, and then I just kind of stopped because other stuff came up. So I need to get back into Gundam again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just not enough time.
I've not watched much Gundam before.
It's fun. Like, I think I've probably talked about this on an episode at some point. But I'll probably like talk about Gundam with an overview once I finish the main timeline stuff.
I think the most I watched was like when Wing was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that was a lot of people's introduction.
Yeah, that and G Gundam.
Yeah, I have a couple of Gundam Gunplas around.
Yeah,
one or two I've finished, and one high grade I think I still have to start. I'm looking at it now. It's an easy 8.
As far as Ghost Forge's recommendation, like it's on my list. I apologize for not getting to it.
I think, like I said, I think it's been on my list since before we even started doing this show.
I don't even know where it's at right now. Like I don't want to have to sail the high seas because with my internet being the way it is.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
I mean, it's probably on Crunchyroll.
Yeehaw!
Oh yeah, Crunchyroll crashed last night because of the One Piece episode.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
Yeah, Gear 5, Luffy's Gear 5 transformation. Like the service literally crashed. I was so happy to see that happen.
Wow! And Gear 5 is like the One Piece equivalent of Super Saiyan or something.
So Luffy can. I'll do a One Piece episode, but like Luffy, he eventually gets different transformations where he applies different physics to his rubber body. And Gear 5, you find out that it's not even really his rubber body, but the fruit has turned him into something different. I don't want to spoil it in case anyone is going to watch it, because like the episode literally premiered last night. But this thing has been anticipated for a long time.
No, I know. Like I know where this is going because we all know where all of it goes. The fruit has turned him into a crab.
It's always a crab.
Yes.
Captain
Earth appears to be.
You're joking, but like, it's possible. No. It is possible, based on the nature of what this transformation is, and I don't want to explain it. I want that to just kind of like hang in the air.
Oh,
so you're not quite sure what it is, but it's intriguing.
So apparently, at some point, Captain Earth was on Crunchyroll, but it's now not available.
Oh.
So they might not be somewhere where it's streaming.
Well, I'll look into it.
Maybe Prime? Let's see. I'm looking at where it's streaming.
To just watch.
Here. Well, we'll have to look into it, dig into it, and really find what bodies of water have to be crossed to watch this.
At some point, we're just gonna set up some sort of Roku media server, where like it's a private channel where we just like share stuff. Not that we would commit any crimes.
No,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, questions done. Are we in the end game?
We're in the end game, Mike.
It's have game time. Birthdays if we want to.
Birthdays.
Yeah, let's do birthdays.
So it's
Happy
still the
birthday
6th over here.
Yeah.
And today's birthdays include Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, hey.
Michelle Yeoh.
Mm-hmm. Vera Farmiga.
Who's that?
Did you ever see the Conjuring movies?
Nope.
Did you ever see Bates Motel?
Wait. Did she play? What's her name?
Yes, she played.
Okay.
Yeah. But she also played Norman's mother in Bates Motel.
All right. Okay.
Like I have a crush on her. She's wonderful.
Sure.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Let's see who else we got here. Lucille Ball.
Oh.
Let's see. Punky Brewster, Soleil Moon Frye.
Oh wow.
Neat. She and like it hasn't come out that she's problematic and an anti-vaxxer like Blossom or anything, has she?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Catherine Hicks. Star Trek IV, whale biologist.
Oh my God! That's a mom from Seventh Heaven.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. My frame of reference is Star Trek IV.
Yeah, same here. But no, I just always remember her being the mom from Seventh Heaven because the dad in Seventh Heaven, who also turned out to be a fucking pedophile, was Captain Decker in Star Trek 1.
Damn.
There you go. And then I don't know who this gentleman is, but his name is Peter Boners.
Okay, I gotta look that
Boner
up.
with a Z, and he was apparently a director for the Bob Newhart show.
Oh goddamn!
But Peter Boners.
What a name!
Yeah, no, that's a great name.
Mr. Peter Boners. The only way it could have been better if it was Richard Boners.
We also have a Hoot Gibson.
Yo, he directed Police Academy 6.
There's a lot of boners in that movie.
Oh yes. Yeah. Now who's the next one?
Hoot Gibson, a 1920s actor. Hoot Gibson.
There need to be more hoots in the world.
Right? Yeah, and that's about... Oh no, Andy Warhol? Fuck.
Oh my God.
Wow, there's a lot of people with this birthday.
It's weird. Every day we do this, there's like a ton of people. Oh wow, there's like apparently 1,488 names on this list.
Fucking hell.
I'm curious who's on page 2. Who's headlining page 2? Let's see.
Just tell us the first one.
Shoniqua Shandai.
I have no idea who that is.
No idea. No, but they can't all be like
sure
A-listers.
Andy
But no,
Warhol.
it's still like
or Punky Brewster.
Interesting, man.
Yeah, no, it's quite a few interesting people there.
Yeah. I was kind of going through the list now. So yeah, those are our birthdays. Thank you for entertaining us. Those of you that we know.
Yeah. And for the rest, happy birthday anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
Now we're in the end game.
So I have to admit I'm a bit ashamed of this one because I was very unprepared. I just kind of threw it together at the last minute, and my answers for it are going to be pretty subpar, but it's the only thing I could think of. So I want you to think of one of your favorite like non-movie franchises, be it video game, anime, cartoon, even just have something in mind. Right? You got it?
Okay.
Sure.
If you were in charge of directing and casting, who would you cast in that? So I'm afraid Kevin and I might have a similar one.
I don't know that we do because I just went with the first one that popped into my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was Thundercats.
Okay. Yeah, that's not what I had.
And fuck, I don't know. I don't know any modern actors.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem I had, so I just went with some people that I knew. But, you know, come on, Lion-O. Who could be Lion-O? So
geez.
someone...
Ryan Gosling.
and it have to be live action, so... do your favorite. Do what's his face? Cavill. Cavill is Lion-O.
It's too old.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. You can fudge it a bit. It's Hollywood.
You can CGI him onto it.
I mean, he
Slimmer
Kevin,
body.
he literally was a tween that got artificially aged. Who cares where he stopped? Sure, in the show it was like mid-20s, but maybe it was like mid-30s.
Okay. Shit. I look up young actors. I'm like, I don't know any of these actors.
Besides, for Lion-O, you'd have to get like an anchor name. So,
Brad Pitt.
He's way older than Cavill.
Yeah, well, you said they're gonna CG him.
I didn't say. David said CG. I just said you could just fudge it.
Well, it threw up Jaden Smith, and that's certainly not gonna fucking happen. Okay, fine. Tom Holland.
Okay,
Tom Holland as I tried to say Leonardo. We've been talking about Turtles so much. As Lion-O.
Mm-hmm. What about Chitara?
Whew. You know what? Fuck it. Zendaya.
Okay.
Well, I put them together again.
Panthro?
Oh, man. Gonna go Idris Elba.
Okay. Tigra.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I want to go with older people except for, like, Chitara.
Yeah.
God. Lion-O, I kind of want to see him as, like, the big brother type to him.
Chris Evans.
Who?
Chris Evans.
Oh, God. Again?
Yeah, why not?
I'm trying to get outside of Marvel here, but...
The Marvel's consumed every actor, so...
They really have. Yeah, okay, fine. Chris Evans, fuck it.
Or maybe you put Henry Cavill there.
I would cast Henry Cavill as Jaga.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Actually, maybe Henry Cavill as Lion-O. I don't give a fuck.
One more. Mum-Ra.
Oh,
bad
Mum-Ra.
guy.
I'm trying to think of somebody with, like, the voice. Bad thing is, first things popped into my head is The Rock. as buff Mum-Ra. And, like, as non-buff Mum-Ra, you get, like, Rowan Atkinson. So it's like spindly little Mr. Bean as mommy Mum-Ra, and then he turns into The Rock.
Rock hard.
Rock hard abs. And then the mutants are all just like CG, but you get like some fun voices in there. And of course, Monkeying is Seth Rogen because it's illegal to not have him as some bad guy in one of these movies doing that fucking laugh. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, how about Timothy Chalamet as Lion-O instead?
Who's that?
The guy, Paul from Dune.
You're going for very, like, weedy guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
I
going
guess that
for
could work.
wispy people who would, like, get destroyed.
I'm just looking
by a
at
breeze.
names I know, goddammit.
Well, then how about... Oh, I don't know anybody either.
Zac Efron.
Okay, well, actually, no. You're right.
No! Daniel Radcliffe. He'd
Honestly?
do it too, motherfucker.
Honestly, I could see it.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm going through this list, And he jumped out, and I'm like, the motherfucker would do it, and he'd be great in it.
Okay. We're all happy with Kevin's
With that one
output.
at any rate. Sure. Yeah,
right.
Let's go on.
David, what you got for us?
I'm gonna go with The Legend of Zelda.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, does it have to be live action?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we're going for. Yeah.
Okay, motherfucker. Okay.
A little more challenging.
So, this is hard because, like, Link, I just don't know if I could buy Link as a talker. Like,
I
at
mean,
all.
that is kind of the thing, but I mean, we're gonna have to
get
used to it because you can't have a protagonist that just doesn't say jack shit all movie.
Well, he does go, yeah.
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 Okay.
And I think that is a kind of a crutch that
Yeah.
Nintendo has just continued to hobble on.
Yeah.
Where they have every other fucking character talk.
Yeah.
And I don't think it like is more immersive. I think in fact it's more distracting.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
coming in
everybody's
hard
talking.
there. Wow.
What do you think, Link?
Yeah. And he just kind of like throws his hands out there in Tears of the Kingdom.
Wow,
Like,
that's
you're
really
right.
deep and
Yeah.
insightful.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so
Yeah, so
gotta
just
cast
need-
an
just-
actor for Link.
just a twink Link.
A twink. Okay.
The Adventure of Twink.
Like I already know Hollywood is thinking of Tom Holland for that.
No, I wouldn't go with
Yeah,
him on
I
that.
agree. I mean, I like Tom Holland, but
But no,
I don't
you
know.
already know that's the initial
Of
thought.
course.
I don't know because like it depends on what sort of Link am I going for here. Am I going for like
Yeah, it's up to you.
younger?
They say you're in charge, so you get to decide which Link we're going.
The only rule I'm going to go with is it's got to be the Link that oversleeps.
That's all of them.
That's all of them.
I know, but
Okay, we're all in on the joke then. Okay, so I think we need a teenage actor because I want my Link to be like probably around 16 years old or so.
Mm-hmm.
In the story. So I'm gonna head to IMDb real quick to. Actually, I think I might know an actor. I just saw him on the birthday list. Actually, let me pull that back up. And haha, this isn't cheating. This is just me being opportunistic. Ty Simpkins. So he was in Jurassic World and Iron Man 3. He was also in Insidious, but he's the
is he a kid?
Yeah, he was the kid who helped Tony Stark in Iron Man 3.
He was at the funeral, yeah, and he was in The Whale. Oh, wow.
Yeah, yes. And he's
okay.
a pretty solid actor.
Sure, no, that's fine.
some
I'm good
pictures
with
of him,
that.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
train him
okay.
with a sword.
I liked him in Iron Man 3, actually.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say Ty Simpkins for Link.
I don't have a problem with that.
I like it.
Okay, so I gotta cast the Trinity here. You gotta have Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf.
Ganon.
Or Ganon.
Ganondorf.
Well,
Ganondorf.
that's the question.
Let's
Am I
go with
doing Ganondorf or Ganon?
You have one that becomes the other.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of up to you. Like I said, you're picking the version we're doing. So
Okay, so for Princess Zelda, this is the hard one because I have to think about.
What about Nurse Chapel?
she's 31. Like I said.
Oh, yeah, sorry, forgot about that.
I mean, she could play younger, but I don't know. Who plays Ciri in The Witcher?
Oh, her!
Freya Allen.
I know who
Yeah.
you mean.
Okay.
I could see that, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see Freya Allen as Zelda.
That's fair.
Okay.
Because there's a broad range of versions of Zelda as opposed to non-speaking Link. There are different personalities for the Zeldas.
Yeah, we can
So-
have her be a little older than Link. I think that would work. And then as far as
And so, which Zelda are you doing? Is it going to be more, regal? Was that like, Link to the Past?
But I don't know. She turned into Sheikah, man.
yeah, I think it might be fun
or
to
like
do
more
kind
swashbuckling, Breath of the Wild.
I would
Tears of the
probably
Kingdom.
loosely base off of like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. I think that's kind of the tone that people would want in a Zelda movie, like
Sure.
collectively. Something that's a little more action adventure oriented.
So the ones I'm least familiar with.
Yeah, no, I think I just completely forgot her name just now. But yeah,
yeah,
Ciri from
The
The
Witcher.
Witcher. I think she could be a good Zelda. And
Okay.
then for Ganondorf, who then later transforms into Ganon, you know what? I'm just gonna go.
The Rock.
No. I'm
kidding,
probably
I'm
gonna go
kidding.
Idris Elba. Like I think he has a voice that could work for Ganondorf.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. As far as
Yeah.
like casting goes, I don't think it's terrible. But who plays Tingle?
Oh,
Will Smith.
I'm gonna say Seth Rogen.
Oh, God damn it.
Just see CGI him like Puck in the the Eternals,
Nathan Lane.
like they did with Patton Oswalt as Puck. Just like CGI Seth Rogen in a little tiny impish green bodysuit.
Ugh. No. I really, after we talked about it, I'm like, Nathan Lane.
That could be.
Or-
fun. I don't know. I think
Better idea. Either, oh my God, what's the dude's name? That YouTuber.
the YouTuber?
iDubbbz.
No. Okay.
Either iDubbbz or Filthy Frank.
okay.
Because Filthy Frank's the pink guy, you know?
Yeah.
He's already got experience in the suit.
I don't know. I think I stuck the
No,
landing
it's
here
fine.
as
It's
best
your
as
movie.
possible.
It's fine. It's fine. Seth Rogen, you said?
No, I'm not even being serious about the Tingle thing. I don't know if I'd fit Tingle
Yeah. Oh,
in
okay.
there,
Yeah,
but
would you shove
to do the
Tingle
Seth
in there?
Rogen joke. I think one of the rules is Seth Rogen has to be in each of our things.
Okay.
Oh God, that makes it hard for me.
Okay.
No, we're good. Yeah, I think we got The Legend of Zelda handled.
I like yours. That's good ones.
So mine
Yes, Mike. What about yours?
is because this is the first thing I could think of, and it was pretty difficult, and I have some questionable casting choices, but it's Bubblegum Crisis.
I thought you would go Robotech.
This is the first one that popped in my head. Mm-hmm. So coming up with 4 female
Oof.
leads.
I don't envy
Jesus.
you.
Yeah. And considering in the show I would say they were in their 20s.
Celia may be closer to 30, but no, they're all in their 20s.
So I definitely have all over the place. And some of them, so like for Pris.
Steve Guttenberg.
Yes. So obviously I wanted someone that could sing.
Right.
And so I was trying to think, I waffled back and forth with Jess Bush, which is Nurse Chapel.
Okay.
But I thought she was a little too cutesy. And I went with my overall, like, who I thought kind of more embodied that style of character. Mm-hmm. So, Scarlett Johansson.
She's got the voice.
Yeah, she does a good rock voice.
And her voice is a little raspy,
Yeah.
like Pris.
She might be a bit older than, the time, but we can fudge that.
Sure.
So
Who
and
cares?
yeah.
It's your movie.
Yeah, exactly. So ScarJo as a Pris.
Okay.
Celia. So when we talked about it earlier, gave me the idea, or actually maybe I looked it up and that gave me the idea. But anyway, Christine Chong, La Noonien Soon from Strange New Worlds. When I found out how, I won't say old, but she's more mature than
Now,
we expected.
The only thing I'm going to say is you did just cast Scarlett Johansson in another anime
Yeah, I know.
thing playing a Japanese person.
Well, you know, it's going to be all over.
I just
That's
think
why,
it's funny.
You know, that's why I went with someone that was a little, maybe half, I don't know her exact lineage, but, you know, she's half Asian. Yeah, or somewhat like that. Nini.
Oh,
Super cute. Nini.
Yeah.
That I decided to go with Jess Bush, because she's super cute.
And she can do the awkward, sure.
And then for Lena.
My favorite.
That I had to think about for a while. I couldn't really think because I was trying to go for someone on the younger side. So, and I don't know a whole lot of young actors.
You're going to bring back Rue McClanahan from the dead.
So, I thought, you know, why not throw a curveball here and do Zendaya?
I was just going to say, use the cast of Euphoria and you're set.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the entire cast of Glee. No.
Now, as far as Mackie goes, I have no fucking clue because it's just, you know, get some random teenage boy.
Who's horny for his sister's friends.
Yes. Because he's surrounded by women
and works in a lingerie shop.
Just
that poor son of a bitch.
I haven't seen this show in forever.
Oh, I love Bubblegum Crisis. Can I throw an idea in for you for one character real quick, Mike?
What's that?
Daly.
Yeah.
You remember Daly?
Oh, God, I forgot about Leon and Daly.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
No. What's his name? Plays the Flash on the CW.
Grant Gustin.
Yes, him.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
As Daly, the homosexual police officer.
That's typecasting.
Yeah, but
I know.
he could do something with it.
Yeah.
Leon, though, is...
Leon, I keep
Seth
suggesting
Rogen.
him. No.
Okay.
No. I will do Henry Cavill as Leon and have him being super awkward and shot down constantly.
Because
Would be
that's
funny
how
as
it
hell.
is. Yes.
You know, he's super hot, yet Chris is just shutting him down left and right.
Yep. Okay, where do you fit Seth Rogen in? Oh, he's the chief of police.
Maybe.
They just make him like a random thug.
Wasn't he a black guy?
Shit.
I don't know. But the other thing I had written down for casting is for the Genom, executive.
Yeah.
Chris Pine. I don't know why. I like the idea of having Chris Pine as the
I like
bad
that,
guy.
actually. Chris Pine. Yeah, no, I'm down with that.
But Seth Rogen, I don't know, just have him as a boomer and he goes...
And then his skin rips off and he's a
one of those, kind of creepy, slightly, super creepy boomers.
Sure. Okay.
He goes... and then, his skin rips off.
Yeah. And he just burst into blood and skin and the robot's there.
Yeah.
You just want to see Seth Rogen explode.
Well, he wouldn't look like Seth Rogen. Well, he would look like Seth Rogen. What am I talking about? It's live action. Yeah, just Seth Rogen explode into CG blood. It would be fun.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's our game as it was. There are no winners or losers to the game of Distraction Hole.
That's true.
But it was an game. Do we have any housekeeping before the end times?
Just listen to Supernat Pod over on supernatpod.rocks, and when you subscribe, you'll get this show.
I got something to plug.
Oh!
I was recently on Flagged for Content, a friend of the show's podcast.
Yes, you were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kevin showed me that.
Yeah, just look up Flagged for Content on YouTube. It's a show about vexillology, which is the world of flags. It's interesting. It was a lot of fun to be on that. I got to talk about flags in my comic.
It's not the science of being annoyed.
No, it is not. I think I even made that joke at one point during the episode.
I can imagine you did.
Yes.
All right, I do have... Good. Finish.
I was going to say, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to... I never would have thought I would have been on a show about flags, but it turned out to be really interesting.
I said the same thing, and I've been on twice now.
Right.
Does this Harvey Danger song get brought up a lot?
No. No, it does not.
All right. Well, I do have a little housekeeping thing. It's been in my handy dandy podcast notebook for a while. I keep forgetting to read it, but I should apologize for something I said in a previous episode.
Uh-oh.
And I should apologize for offending all piss enthusiasts of any gender, not just piss boys. And I should say all of you should just fuck off.
Yeah, not just fuck off piss boys.
Yes.
Fuck.
All gender, all non-gendered and multi-gendered piss people should fuck off.
So fuck off piss enthusiasts.
Yes.
Okay.
I can make some jokes, and I'm not going to.
Please don't.
Very specific references.
Yeah.
All right. So now it just leaves closing out with our affirmation. And I think I'll once again delve into music because, you know, that's the poetry of the soul or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And it comes from one of my favorite songs, Take the Time by Dream Theater. And y'all have to call me on this if I ever repeat some of these because I'm not original sometimes or I forget what I say. But it is find all you need in your mind if you take the time. You have all the tools. Just, you know, give yourself time sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
And maybe a cat.
Yeah. So do that, you dumb son of a bitch.
Yes, you dumb son of a bitch. Well, good night. I'm tired. I'm done and tired and tired and done. And I've got a cat trying to chew my bag of chips.
Ah.
And she's
Okay.
licking it. Stop biting that, dummy.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Stop. Bye. Get out of here. You're knocking shit over.